Hi and welcome to the VidVersity admin dashboard. So I'm just going to give you a very brief overview, and then if you need anything more detailed, search for that. So for instance, you might want to do how to create reports, and there'll be more detailed guides in the help for you. So the first thing is only admin people's page looks like this. If I was an admin, all I'd be able to do is go into my profile and change my name and change my account and password details. So very basic stuff. But if you have admin rights, you've got some additional things. Under my organisation, this is where we set up the sort of branding and look and feel. So the first thing is that's the title of your organisation. This logo is the logo that will appear in the top left hand corner of the player. So when you launch courses, that is the logo that will appear. Under account, this is where you decide the level of passwords or if you require any particular security. So for instance, if you just are happy with the standard length password, that's the default. If you need a higher level of passwords, so you might need an upper and lower case and character, for instance, at least 10, click in that one. And also you can expire the passwords, which means that you can force the user. So if we could set an expiry, and you could say 30 days, 60 days, whatever it might be, and then the learner would have to recreate their password or reset their password. The email is for when you're using VidVersity to deliver content. This is the email the learner gets saying, welcome, you've now got access to this course, and also an email to say, here's your login details. So the first thing is you can choose the header that you want, so an image there. By default, it will say your account on VidVersity has been created, and it will say VidVersity welcome. Enrollment, this is when you enroll a person in a course. So the first one is literally just an account. The second one is they get an enrollment to say, here is the course that you've got access to. You can change these defaults by setting up in here and saving it, but if you don't, by default, that's what will be sent out. Under certificates, certificates are issued when somebody completes the requirements that you've set in the course. And again, you could change this to have your own logo there. You can change the words. And if you don't want any of the branding of VidVersity, you could just say, do not use the VidVersity template, and it will literally be just a blank page with your logo on it. So that's the admin down here. This next part is reporting. And reporting is when you make a course available for a learner and you want to see so there's, after my organisation, there's also my users. Now, my users is a really handy tool because what it does is it lists everybody in your organisation or everybody that you've given access to. Now, the thing to be mindful of, there's different types. There's a course creator and then there's a learner. So if you want to see who all your course creators are, there. If you want to see who all your learners are, and alternatively, you could search for different things. So you get access to it by category, and I'll show you in a moment the concept of category. You can search by username, and you can. Now also, this is where you can block or archive. So you can actually say, I don't want this person to have access anymore. You can block or archive. It's finally the place that you would add, when we say create user in this space, we're talking about a course creator. So if you want someone else in your organisation to have access, that's through the course creation there. So that was under users. So down here at the bottom, you've got your password area where you can change your password and login details. You can, under my organisation is where you set up at an organisation level what everybody sees and the password requirements that you have. And then under my users, you can see that. Now up here, this is all the reporting information. A couple of things to be mindful of. It's broken down into the courses you've created and the courses everyone in your organisation has created. An interesting thing to know from the start is under course summary. That's a list of all the courses that have been made in your organisation, but more importantly, it tells you who created them. And it tells you the pass mark required and how many people have been enrolled. So if you want to get sort of a snapshot of what your organisation has created, you go into the dashboard and it's under course summary. Now in relation to the reporting, under progress report, under my courses, it's broken down into the course, the learner, email, progress and whatnot. Now, the thing to be mindful of, we've now got some searching facilities. So if you wanted to search for a particular course, you could go in there, click search, and you'll get the data for just that course. You can then always download that content as well. The other thing which is just this button here, when you are doing a search, be mindful. You can elect to include archive users or not. So if you only want to see current data of current users, you can tick in there or leave that plain. If you want to get everybody, you can tick in there. Now, categories is something new we've also added. Categories is the ability to search based on whatever category you've uploaded. So we've had some clients using that for geographical sites. So they might say this is the Melbourne people, this is the Sydney people. You might have it by department. I'll show you how to add that in a moment. The other really important thing that we've added is you can now override the result. So if somebody rings you and says they've done it but it hasn't been marked as complete, you can go down here and you can mark as passed. And you can do that as a bulk action as well. So that's something that we've recently added. Now in relation to importing learners, you go to import learners. If it's an individual, you can import them here and you can see that's where you add the category. Alternatively, you do upload a CSV. Note you do not have a header on the CSV and you have email, first name and last name, and if you want category. You then click on import and you go down here, and these are the courses that you have registered for private registration. So if you haven't done that back at the course level, it won't appear on this list. You then simply click in here and you go down here, and if you want to automatically email the learner their login details, you can do this. If they've already had their login details and it's a new learner, a new course they've been enrolled in, you click here and it would enroll them in the course. They'll get an email and it will be a link to the new course that they've got access to. So back on the front page, the process is we import the learners, we make them available to a course, and then we get progress reports. You get just your courses, or if you're the admin person, you can see everybody in your organisation, all the courses they've completed, and you can download based on just a user if that's what you wanted. So if you had different course creators, you might want to see what that person's built. If you've got categories, you can break it down into there. And then, as I mentioned, you can now do the overriding the results. So that's just a quick snapshot of what the admin panel does for you and makes it available, makes it easy to get reporting if you're using us to deliver your content. Thank you.